let's start by just feeling the body, maybe rocking forward and back, because you're here to move, and we know that. So, you know, but if we got on earlier, I might spend 5 minutes or 10 minutes in a meditation breathing with you. But with our time together, I got to get it all in. So let's rock forward and back. And that's where the mindfulness comes in too. The mindful movement is really what we're doing here. So you're paying attention to your breath, but also to the sensation in your body. And you could pay attention to the sensation in your body, and then it would help you realize if something's not right. And so that's sensation, breathing. So important to bring our awareness to with a mindful practice, a mindful, safe practice. So connected.
Years ago, I had a yoga teacher say, send your breath to wherever you're feeling that sensation. And that really helped me drill in and focus on using my breath to help myself be healthier.
So in the yoga teacher, I've done that quite a bit. Thank you for that. But when people are new, very often that's a tough thing to do, because they're just trying to learn their breath and to send it to that area. If you've been practicing for a while, though, what that means is you're focusing on a body part at the same time you're breathing, and it's like you're sending the breath to be a little bit more impactful to that area. So let's do an example. And take your right hand, rest it on your right lap, and as you breathe in and out, think of your right hand. And that's essentially what you're saying is, as we breathe in and out, think about your right hand. And studies have shown that if you do that, if they looked at you on an MRI, the part you're literally, this right hand would be more energized, and the part in your brain that's kind of connected there would light up. So that's pretty cool. But for newbies, sometimes that's a little rough. Take your mind now to your left hand and focus on it for a breath or two or three. As you breathe in and as you breathe out, think of your left hand. So we'll bring that into the practice too. But if you're new, just focusing on breathing and sensation is going to be number one. Let's take our arms out to the side and feel the sensation of them lifting. And then let's sway side to side. So we're on the seat of our chair, and as we sway to the right hip is heavier and the left is lighter. And vice versa. As we go to the left hip is heavier and the right may lift up. Good. And then let's kind of teeter-totter here with our arms, and they may be straight or they might have a little bend to them. As you rock right and left, let there be a flow as you breathe. Try not to get so stuck on the shape of the poses, because that really is secondary, even though we do want to have some alignment. And we will bring that in as well. We have a lot to talk about while we're doing our practice, don't we? Let's take our arms forward and reach them skyward. Beautiful. And then exhale and flow them down and out to the side. And then we'll lower on the exhale and inhale. And then exhaling and then inhaling out to the side. So breathing in and breathing out as we flow the arms. Good. And then take your hands on your thighs and feel your hands touch your thighs. That's the mindfulness, feeling the sensation of a body part touching a body part. Round the spine, find cat pose. Chin is to chest, spine is curving back. It's curving back. That's our cat. Here's our cow. Shoulder blades together, heart lifting. And round it towards the cat. And inhale and lift it towards the cow. So as we round for cat, shoulder blades are spreading, chin is to chest, tailbone is pretty far it's going down. It's angling down. Then as we inhale, heart's rising, shoulder blades coming together, neck long, and tailbone moving back instead of down. So exhale cat and inhale cow. Now, cat pose brings us right into thinking about the core. So let's talk about that. As we rock forward and back, I want you to feel what happens. Go forward, not so you fall up and down, right, and forward, but forward. Notice what happens to your belly. It's probably releasing and not super toned. Then as we go back, the belly naturally tones to keep us up so we don't fall back. Rock forward and back, focusing on your belly. So as we go forward, take an inhale. As we go back, take an exhale. And you might even start to lift your heels up as you rock back. Now, I hope you're on a stable chair, right? Otherwise, that's a safety feature. You want a stable chair. So inhaling forward, exhaling back. And as you exhale back, pull your belly in and up consciously with awareness. So feel it go in a little bit. Then we come forward, we inhale, belly releases, exhale, we go back. You might go towards your tippy toes. And then let's come back to mountain pose and inhale, lift the right heel, growing tall through the spine. This is our alignment. Our hips are under our shoulders, and our ears are over our shoulders, and our crown is rising up. Exhale, lower the right heel down. Inhale, left heel rising. Push down through all of your toes on the left side, all 5. Feel the heel as it lifts up, and maybe you're getting a little stretch in your foot. And then exhale, release. Go back to the right side and lean back with the heel up. And then come forward, heel down. Left side, heel is up. We're going to lean back. And then as we come forward and inhale, heel down. Now let's do both. We lean back, heels lift. Now you can hold on to the side of the chair. And then inhale, we come forward. So exhale is generally back and inhale is forward. Breathe in and breathe out. And breath is in and breath is out. Now back to center. At the end of the exhale is when the core tones. Take an inhale, take your hands to your belly, breathe in. On your exhale, take the belly in, all the way to the end of the exhale, the belly goes in. Now inhale, belly goes back out. You might take your hands even to your ribs and feel this. So exhale, belly pulls in. And then inhale, belly swelling, and so are the sides of your rib cage. Now, with your hands on the side of the chair, we're going to take an inhale, and on the exhale, we're going to lift our buttocks off the earth. So ready? Not using the shoulders, using the core and pushing down through the feet. So we take an inhale. On the exhale, lift your sitting bones off of the chair. And then inhale, lower back down. Notice sensations you're feeling as we do this. Try not to use your shoulders. You can hold on to the seat of the chair. Try not to use, what we're doing is we're pulling belly in and feet pushing down to come on up. So inhale, exhale, push down through feet, lift hips up. Your hands can be there, and maybe you take your hands to your thighs. And then we're going to exhale and slowly lower down. So this is working our legs, but it's also working our core. Let's go again. Rock a few times forward and back. Then we're going to take our next exhale, push down through the feet, lift the hips up. Maybe hands come to thighs and maybe arms go forwards. And then exhale and slowly lower down. So Chair pose is actually boat pose, which I'll show you when we get down to the mat. They're very similar poses. All right, breathe in and breathe out. Let's do one more time. So we're going to take this into chair pose, and maybe you take both arms up or maybe you don't. So sitting bones are back. You got it. You got it. You got it. You guys look great. And exhale and release. Let's walk in place. Swing the arms. Swing the arms. So people think, I want to use my core, but you're using your core when you're sitting up. You're using your core when you're lifting these legs. Yes, we want to strengthen our center. No question about it. Swing your arms as you lift one leg and then the other, alternating. How about we kick forward a little bit here? Kick it forward, breathe in and breathe out. One leg forward and then the other. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. And then let's interlace our fingers, push our palms away, and roll your arms in a circle towards you and then away from you with fingers interlaced. Wonderful. You guys are great. And then reverse that circle. Yes. And it is time for warrior pose, because warrior pose is a strength pose. Take your right knee out to the side and your left knee can be forward. So we're either making a 90-degree or you might adjust your hips to lengthen the back leg. One's not right or wrong. Where does core come in? We want to align our shoulders over our hips. If you'd like to help your body do that, you can take your hands to the back of the chair and just kind of feel what it's like to go towards this bent knee. And then see if you can move your spine and your shoulders over your hips. So if you were to draw a line, shoulders over hips, shoulders over hips. Then let's open up our arms into T. Breathing in, maybe the arms get a little bit lighter like feathers. And then exhale, they land. We have a bunch of hawks. I do not like them. They are on top of our evergreens. They might chase our dogs. And more than that, more than chase our dogs, lift them up and take them away. Inhale, float the arms up, and exhale, soften them. Yeah, their hawks are amazing when they're in the sky and they're spreading their wings. Think about that, but don't go near my doggies. All right, now we're gonna find Ganesha Mudra. So you're gonna bring your palms, your hands in front of you. Then you're going to turn one palm forward and keep one palm towards you. And then you're going to interlace your fingers. So you're making it's kind of like a fist, interlaced fist, interlocking fist. And then gaze over your front elbow, your right elbow, and breathe in and breathe out. And breathing in and breathing out, pull your hands away from each other and feel your strength. Where's that strength? Is it in the shoulders? Now, take a breath in, try to relax the shoulders, just isolate to the hands. But as we breathe on the exhale, pull your belly in and up. So breathe in, exhale, pull belly in and up. Feel a rising through the spine. Let's open up our arms wide, spread your fingers. Lower the left arm down, right arm rises up skyward. Take the arms back to T. Bring the right forearm to the thigh and the left arm over the ear. And then let's come back up and reverse it. Right arm rising, left arm down. And reverse it, side to side, breathing in. And breathing out. And one more. Take the arm over the ear. Now, same thing on the exhale. So take your inhale. On your exhale, pull your belly in. It's going to feel like You're going a little bit into cat pose. You might even gaze towards your belly. Then keep all that pulling in as you open up the top shoulder and maybe gaze over the elbow. Let's lift up. That's a lot of work, a lot of stretching. And then release and slowly walk your feet back towards each other. And just to come back to neutral, circle around on your hips. I like after we do more of a static pose to add in a little bit of loosening, just to remind the body to let go and not hold on to anything it doesn't need to. And then we're going to go to warrior two on the other side. So this is a great option if your back leg, your right leg's just not into straightening at the moment, either because it's tight or maybe the knee's got something going on. Then make yourself comfortable on your chair and notice now the weight maybe of your spine may be going towards the left knee. So you might take your hands, hold them onto the back of the chair and bring your shoulders back over your hips. So this is our alignment. Then let's take a breath here. Breathe in and breathe out. Pull the belly in and up and float our arms out like those hawks. Woof. Got to be on the hawk lookout, not to get my baby doggies. Float the arms up a little bit and then exhale, soften. And then inhaling up. Those hawks, they're breeding right now. And they don't want anybody near their babies. Arms lifting and then exhale back to T. We're going to do Ganesha Mudra on the other side. So even if you don't remember, just pick one. Usually if you do the what comes to you instinctually, the opposite is what we'll do for the second side. So I pretty much know that I have the right palm facing me, so I'm going to turn the right one away and then reverse it, interlace fingers, relax shoulders, and then pull the fists away from each other, the fingers, they're pressing into each other. Try not to bring any stress into any other part of the body. Push down through your feet, lift tall through your spine, maybe gaze over the front shoulder. Breathe in, breathe out, open up, fly with your arms. Fly with your arms, and let's tilt back into a reverse warrior. Lift back up, and now we're in what's called side angle pose. And then flow it back and forth a few times. So I love interlacing dynamic, active postures with a little bit more static. You guys are flowing really, really nicely. Breathe in and breathe out as you're flowing. You guys look great. Let's come back to those wide feathered wings, relaxing shoulders, and allow your arms to come down and walk your feet back towards each other. And let's just loosen up these wrists a little bit. So make a fist. I like to bring the thumbs on the inside of the palm and circle the arms around and about. That's going to help us when we do some plank action. Hint, hint for the core. And get ready for some standing. Now, to stand, let's use the core to stand up. So it's the same thing that we were doing to lift the sitting bones off of the chair. We can rock forward and back just for a little bit of momentum. Take an inhale. On your exhale, the end of the exhale, lifting the hips up. And then push, 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 push down through the feet to stand up. And notice how it feels to stand. And then move your chair so that you will be safe and you can use it. I'm going to move these blocks out of the way. Don't need them at the moment. And we'll start with a wall dog and a plank, standing. So first, let's do our wall dog and get our spine a little stretched out. Hands on the seat of the chair. Walk, walk, walk our feet back. Bending knees, sitting bones up. Breathe in and breathe out. And breath is in and breath is out. You can bend your elbows. You do not want to have pain. If your breath isn't flowing, then you need some type of modification. Notice how we're pulsing here. Sitting bones are rising and then they're lowering. Knees are straightening and then they're bending. We don't have to go to the full range of motion to straighten the legs. Breathing in, breathing out, and then let's walk back in towards the chair. Feel your feet. So your core is connected to your feet. I know this sounds like, what the heck? What the heck? What's that? What is that? But when you push down through your feet, through the pads of your toes, you push them down and you push the heels down. Notice how there's toning in your pelvic floor. You also might notice a little bit of toning in the buttocks. So let's play with this a moment before we go towards wall dog and plank. Push down through the right foot. You can't see me pushing down, but I am. And just notice what is going on when you push down. You're probably feeling muscles activating. If you touch your buttocks, you might feel it toned on that right side. Then release, let it go. When you inhale and you let that toning go, that's important. We don't want to walk around pulling our pelvic floor and our belly in and up all day. That will tighten it and probably weaken it. So not a great idea, but a lot of us do get in the habit of doing that. So this is what the mindful movement helps us become more aware of that. Push down through the left foot, the toe pads, the balls of the foot, the heel. Feel the pressing down. Feel it press down. And as you press it down, feel the left side of your body and then let it go. Now we're going to push down through both. Push down through both feet, all 10 toes, balls of the feet, and heels. You'll feel your ankles lifting and your legs toning, and then feel like you're lifting up and out of your waistline. Breathe, take a breath in and let all that toning go. And now on the exhale, pull in and up. As you exhale, end of exhale, you feel this toning of the pelvic floor. You feel the belly toning, especially the lower toning, and then release and let that go. One more time. This is super duper important because this is really the foundation for core. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, pull the pelvic floor in and up as you push down through your feet. I like to picture it like it's a suction cup on the bottom of our feet, if that helps you at all. And then release. And let's move on to our wall dog with a plank. So you're going to want to walk your feet back a bit. This is how it's going to look. So you're going to move forward and then back towards wall dog. So you want to take a long enough stance that when you lean forward, you feel like your body's in one line. Like for instance, what we don't want you to have your belly hanging like that. Okay. This doesn't feel real good. Not a great thing to do. So you want to have your body in one line, and it might mean that you step your feet farther away or closer. You want to feel safe. If you feel like your chair is wobbly, please don't do this. Do not do this with wheels on your chair. You could put the chair against the wall, which I love. It's just if I do that, you're going to see my buttocks. So I'm not going to do that. But so here we go. Here's our plank, and it might feel like a really nice stretch in the back of your calves. And then let's bend our knees and take our sitting bones back. And that's more our wall dog. And then we're going to come on forward, soft knees, find that long plank of our body. So it's like we turned our body into a plank. Walk the plank. And then bend your knees and take your sitting bones back. And then come on forward, belly pulls in and up. Now, make sure the back of your neck is long. So you're going to be gazing forward and down. Bend knees, take sitting bones back. And one more time. Come on forward. Long back of the neck. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's bend our knees and walk our feet back towards the chair. Rise on up. Play with balance a little bit. If you have a block or a toilet paper roll or a ball that you like to squeeze. And again, this is going to be breathing and activating core. Block goes in between the thighs. This activates our inner thighs. So feel your stance without the block in between your thighs and take a breath in and out, and then put the block there. Notice how it's like a magnet. Those inner thighs hug the block. Then to practice, first we start in our mountain pose, and then when we come up onto our tippy toes, we're going to breathe in and then breathe out and pull the pelvic floor in and up at the end of that exhale. So heels are rising, inner thighs are hugging the block, not like squeeze, 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 okay? It's more of a hug. Feel your pelvic floor activate. Find a spot to stare at. Here comes balance. And let's exhale and lower down. We're going to play with balance a few times. You're finding a spot to stare at. You're breathing and you're safe. So safe means you've got a chair or a wall next to you. You can play with lifting your hands, your fingers off the chair. Staring at that spot. Come on up. Hug the block. Maybe lift one hand or both. Maybe one goes up towards the sky and one is down at the chair. We're breathing in, and then on the exhale, we pull the pelvic floor in and up. And then maybe we reverse hands or alternate. And then some of you might lift both hands up. Breathing in, breathing out, and let's exhale and lower down. And just for the fun of it, take a wall dog with the block in there and see how that feels. So we're back to our wall dog and just see how that feels. Feet are hip distance apart. You're hugging your block and your shoulder blades are on your back. Take an inhale. On your exhale, tone your belly. Then walk back in towards the chair. Let's release the block. If you keep the block in too long, it starts to irritate your inner thigh. So just know you don't need to keep it in there so long. Let's do a sun salute. So that was more of our static pose, and let's do a sun salute now. So we're gonna, and if you want to face the chair, you could. I always want to face you guys. I'm looking at the screen, but I think it's gonna go this way for now. So we're gonna inhale and take the arms up. Maybe gaze up. See, that's another balance thing. And we're pushing down through our feet and our core is activating. And then exhale, we take the arms down and walk yourself back towards a wall dog. And then inhale, flow forward towards a plank. Yes. And then remember, neck is long. Exhale, pull back to wall dog. Inhale towards plank. Exhale back to wall dog. And then we're going to step our right foot forward for a lunge. We're holding on to the chair. Make your adjustments with your front and back foot for your lunge. So this is a warrior one lunge. Heels up or down. You know, I always give that. And then see if you can rise up. But to rise up, pull your bellies in and up. Try to bring your shoulders over your hips. If this feels like it's too much for you, keep your hands down and try to keep a nice long spine. It's okay if you don't take your hands up. And some of you like the back of the chair that helps you to lift a little bit more. So find your variation. This is warrior one. Maybe you take your arms up overhead. Maybe not. Press down through your feet. Feel your belly tone as you exhale. Then lower your hands down and transfer your weight to the front foot. Step your back leg up. Maybe take one or both arms up overhead. Remember, we're in the sun salute. Exhale, flow the arms down. Walk yourself back for our wall dog. Inhale towards plank. You don't have to go as fast as me, or you might go slightly faster, right? Like you could skip some poses too. If you're like, I've had enough of that plank business, you could skip it. Exhale, take it back. Inhale forward. Remember, belly's pulling in for that plank. You're supporting your spine with your belly, with your abdomen. Come on back. And let's step the left foot forward for warrior one on the other side. So start your lunge. Might even have a little bouncy there with softening the knee and straightening it. And then reminding yourself to breathe as you come up onto your fingertips. And now we're in our lunge with a straight spine. And then we might lift our shoulders, taking our hands off of the chair, rolling the shoulders up and back, trying to stack shoulders over hips, bending knee. Breathe in and breathe out. Maybe one arm comes up, maybe both come up. Knee is over heel and ankle. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. And then you're going to take your hands to the chair. Transfer the weight now to the left leg and bring the right leg up. Then we're going to stand up for our sun salute. Arms circle up overhead and exhaling, hands at the heart. So that was really breaking down a sun salute. We're going to go a little bit more like breath and movement, but know that you can slow it down or speed it up. Sun salutes can be changed in so many different ways. So here we go. Arms circle up. That's the inhale. Exhale, they flow down to the chair. Walk yourself back to the wall dog. Safe distance from the chair. Then we're going to lean forward for our plank, belly pulling in at the end of the exhale. And then exhale, take your sitting bones back. You're in your wall dog. We're going to step the right foot forward for our warrior one variation. Take your time to set up your feet. Then you're going to lift your spine, maybe lift the arms up. This is an inhale. Exhale, hands come back down to the chair. Step your back leg up towards the chair and inhale and rise up. Maybe arms lift up towards the sky, hands at the heart. Now we're going to go to the other side. So we lower the arms down. Feel your mountain pose for a moment. Feel your shoulder blades on your back. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, they flow down. Walk yourself back to our wall dog. Inhale forward to plank. You can always skip some of these. Just know that. You don't have to do everything. Exhale, sitting bones back. Step your left foot forward, warrior one variation. Long spine, gazing forward and down, lifting heart, knee over ankle and heel. Maybe one or both arms rise up. We're at warrior one. Breathing in and breathing out, relaxing shoulders. Breath is in. Breath is out. Lower the fingertips down. Step your right foot to meet your left. Push down through your feet. Arms rise up. Hands at your heart. Hands at your heart. Okay, that was fun. I hope you thought it was fun. Let's go down to the earth. So move your chair so you're going to be safe going down. Now, if you haven't been practicing in a while and you're like, I don't know if I'm going down today, that's okay. You do not have to. You should check in with your body right now and say, what is safe for me at this moment? Am I up to going down to the mat today? And if not, you can do some variations. You're always asking your body, what does it need? So you might be bringing the strap and the block with you because you never know if we're going to need it. And then a blanket to padding for the knees as we go down. Hands are at the chair. We lower one knee and then the other. I'm going to move the chair out of the way so that you can see me. So you're getting yourself down and you can go towards hands and knees. Hands and knees for table pose. So we're going to do table and cat and cow because again, cat pose is so great for core, really. And cat and cow are great to practice breathing and moving. So for table, knees are under hips, hands are, people like to say just directly under shoulders, but it's really a little bit more forward. So if you look down, you see your wrists under your shoulders, spreading your fingers. Just like I was talking about that the bottom of the feet has suction cups, I like to imagine that the center of the palm has a suction cup. So as you push your pads down, there's this suction cup in the center of your palm. So here we go with this. And let's find our cat pose, belly pulling in and up. And then our cow pose, heart rising, sitting bones rising. Exhaling, chin to chest, spine lifting. And then inhale, reversing, shoulder blades together, gazing forward and back of the neck long. One more time. Belly pulls in, press down through your palms, feel your strong arms and your toning in your belly. And come back to a neutral table. Now, if your wrists are sore, which they may be, we can come down on, let's everybody come down onto your forearms. So now elbows are underneath shoulders. Walk your knees back and let's rock forward and back. As you rock forward and back, your belly's going to tone as we move forward. So shoulders are over elbows, belly's toning, breathing in and breathing out, shoulder blades on the back. And let's lean back and move forward. And lean back and moving forward. Breathe in and breathe out. And this is like a knee down plank. This is a knee down plank. We don't want the belly swooping down like that. That is belly and abs turning off. Good. And let's walk our hands back and find a child pose. So for child pose, your knees are going towards your knees are going apart, your toes are going towards each other, and you're taking your hands forward or cross your hands over your elbows. If your shoulders are sore, it's a good thing to do so you're not stretching your arms fully outward. And then you might rock your hips side to side as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Rocking side to side. Side to side. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. Come to center. We'll lift up and let's find our way to spinal balance because that's also a great core pose. And there's so many variations for everybody. So you might use a block in front of your hand for when we, or for underneath your hand when we do the hand part. So let's extend the right leg back and push out through the heel. Just to get warmed up there. And then maybe you lift the leg, maybe you don't. So toes are facing down, heel is up. And then let's release that and let the hips sway. And we'll do the other side. So left leg extends back, push the heel away. We're just getting a little stretch here. Stretching the leg long, pushing out through the heel, rolling through the toes. And then maybe you play with lifting the leg up. You'll feel it tone. Feel your belly tone at the same time. You take an inhale. On the exhale, you pull the belly in and up. So you got toning, hips are level, and lower it down. And let's go side to side. Breathe in and breathing out. Come back to center. Let's extend the right leg back again. And this time, maybe take the left fingertips on the block, on the earth like this, on the block, or lifting the arm up about ear height, and then maybe lifting the back leg. So there's so many variations. Toes can be down, fingertips can be down, arm can be up, leg can be up, or one's up and one's down. Head is forward, gazing down, crown of the head reaching towards the wall in front of you. Notice how breathing in and breathing out helps your balance and helps you tone your belly. Let's release and go for the other side. So this time the block's on for the right hand and the left leg goes back. And then maybe it lifts, hands on block or towards ear or fingertips down. You can play with these different variations. Breathe in, breathing out, toning belly, breathing in and breathing out. You might feel the body wobbling. That's okay. That's all right. You can always bring your leg or your hand down. Toes down, hand down. You might start again. You might not. You might be time for a break. Let's come on out of that and find our way to onto our seat. Coming onto our seat. And so I'm going to move the blanket just for now, but you could have it. You could have your sitting bones on it. We're going to do some variations of boat pose, and there's a lot of variations. First, give yourself a hug. Give yourself a big, big hug. Wrap your arms around your shins, maybe even doing a little rocking right and left, and just feel your body. Take a breath in and feel the belly expand towards your thighs. Take a breath out through your nose and soften. Breathe in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And then we're going to take our fingertips and bring them behind our sitting bones. Roll your shoulders up and back, pushing your fingertips down into the mat. So this should feel supported. And you are definitely using core to stay upright. But then maybe bend your elbows, and you might have to change your hand position and lean slightly back. And now you're back on the sitting bones. And feel how your core has to engage here. Then you might take one foot up. Yes. And then place it down. And then the other one lifts. And then place it down. And then go back to the right. Now maybe you lift an arm forward. Yup. So we got one leg forward and one arm. And then lowering down and alternating. Left leg, right arm. Heart staying lifted. It stays lifted. Beautiful. So you could, from here, maybe lift both. Now, a lot of people like to hug a block when they're doing this. So you might hug the block with your hands back behind you. You might take one arm up or both. You might have your hands down. It's not weak to put your hands down. It helps you tune inward to your core. So you could play with your hand position and then take a break and let that go. Let that go. We'll do it one more time. And you can do it with or without the block. Now, some of you like to put the strap around the thigh. And this is another variation. I'm going to show it. You can keep hugging the block. But another variation is to put the strap around your thighs. And as you go into boat pose, you're pushing out into the strap. This is kind of a nice one because it's got a buckle that snaps. Not all of them have that. But so here we are. And so we're pushing out into the strap as we lift our legs and maybe our arms instead of the block in between the legs. And it's using a little bit different. This one is not necessarily, you're not going to feel your core in the same way for sure, but it's certainly taking core. Let's release and let that go and come on down to your back. Bring your strap and your block with you, and you might have a blanket for under your head. And we are in bridge prep pose. Bridge prep pose. And then here, let's play with core once again because we can. Tilt your pelvis forward and back. Now you maybe have trouble seeing me, but I'm tilting the pelvis forward so the little bones on the top of the pelvis are reaching up, and I can stick my hand under here, or a mouse could get under there. Then when I push the top of the pelvis down, belly pulls in, that's pelvis back, and that's when belly pulls in. That is your core working there. So inhaling, belly expanding, exhaling, pelvis back, belly pulling in. That's your core working. Do it a few more times. Belly expanding, pelvis tilting forward. Exhale, pulling the pelvis back, belly pulling in. You do not need to lift your buttocks here to feel this. And then release. Now, let's lift it doesn't matter which. I'm lifting my left one because I think you're going to see it better. Knee is coming over hip. Hand is going to push into thigh, and thigh is going to push into hand. Try that. So push thigh into hand like you're pushing against a wall, and notice what happens. There should be toning going on in that buttocks where the leg is up. And then release that, give it a little break. We're going to do it again. So you're placing your hand on your thigh, you're pushing your thigh into your hand, and your hands pushing into your thigh. And you feel there's more action of the thigh pushing into your hand, and you'll feel your hip tone. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And one more, breathing in and breathing out. And let's let that go. And we'll do the other side. So now, other knee lifts, knee is over hip, hand pushing into thigh, thigh pushing into hand. You're going to feel your belly tone. Take a breath in. Belly expands. Take a breath out, belly tones, thigh pushes into hand. Do two more, just like this. No rushing, really feel what's going on here. And release. And one more. So belly pulling in and up, thigh pushing into hand, and release. Let that go, and let's walk in our bridge. So lifting one leg and then the other. We're walking in place. Yep. You might stretch your leg up towards the sky, or knee can stay bent. Get some movement, walking on your back. You're walking on your back. In place. And feel your foot touch the earth. Feel that sensation of the foot, a little bit of a slapping down. Of course, you're gentle, right? And then let's take both knees over hips, and feet are about, so your lower leg, your shins are parallel with the earth. Take your hands to your thighs and rock your pelvis forward and back. And find the midway point between forward and back with your pelvis. You're going to feel your belly tone. Push your thighs into your hands into thighs, shoulder blades on the back. So the shoulders are pushing down into the earth. The lower ribs are pushing down into the earth on the exhale. Inhale, belly expands. The ribs, you may feel them lift, and then let's go again. Push ribs down, press thighs into hands, shoulders down, breathe in and breathe out. One more breath in, one more breath out, and then walk again in place. Walk again in place. And then let's get a stretch through the legs in one spinal twist in Shavasana. I don't want to keep you too late, even though I easily could. So we're going to bend the knee in towards us. Place the strap around your foot. Keep the knee over your thighs. You straighten the leg and press the leg to the sky. Using one hand to hold the strap, relax the shoulders down, push the lower ribs down. Feel the stretch right here. If you don't feel it, you might straighten the bottom leg and push both feet away from each other. Take about 3 breaths or 5 breaths, really full breaths in and out through the nose, feeling this stretch. Should feel good, should not be taking your pain away. You should be able to breathe while you stretch. You might take your mind's eye to this leg and bring the breath, focus on breathing as you focus on this leg. Then we're going to release and find the other side. So putting the foot in the strap, releasing the other foot down, and take a moment to feel, and then you can make your adjustments based on what you feel, which might mean that you're bending the knee, pushing the heel up, straightening the leg, maybe extending the bottom leg, relaxing shoulders. Breathe in, breathe out. Now you might be sending your breath to that left leg as it stretches. Breathing in and breathing out. So you're focusing on the stretch as you breathe. Then we're going to release it and find a spinal twist. We didn't really do any twists, so it's important. Bend your knees in towards you, and then let them fall to the right, and your arms can come into cactus or T, and feel this nice opening across the front of your chest, and soft breath in and out. Now you might turn your head the opposite way of your knees and gently press that shoulder blade down. So with the knees going to the right, head's going to the left, left shoulder blade is pressing down. Soft breath in. And soft breath out. And you might say to yourself, you want to stay longer in the twist, and please feel free. This is your practice. You need to make it your own. Then, when you're done with the twist on that side, the knees come back up and you might give yourself a hug and roll around on your hips. And then shift your hips, pick them up, take them to the right as your knees go to the left. Then you can keep your head looking straight up, or you might turn it the opposite way. So it would be towards the right with your knees going to the left. And you might notice it doesn't feel as tight on this side. Breathe in and breathing out. Breath is in and out, softening, knowing that you're going to be transitioning to the final resting pose. And when you're ready, you bring the head back to neutral, nose pointing up. Shift your hips so they're lining up with your shoulders, and you'll find your version of a resting pose, which might mean that you need to bring a blanket under your head or a bolster under your knees. And so hopefully that's by your side. And this is what this pose looks like. But you already know that. Most of you know that at least. And you might cover yourself with a blanket. I'm kind of chilly down here. It's a little chilly. So you might put a blanket on top of you. And this is where the breath is relaxing. We are not engaging the core in Shavasana. We are letting go. The action of letting go is just as important as the action of activating the core, because if we were always doing it, we'd be way super tight. And it would cause all kinds of issues for digestion and back support. You might take some time to walk your shoulders underneath you. You might let the head rock a little bit and really feel the head as it moves, as it rocks. If that feels good to you. Relaxing the jaw, the eyelids, the arms, the hands, the legs,